let's take a look at the metronome and different ways to use it. So metronome work is really important because the main thing that's really good is it gets your timing great and you can work on tempo, but the main reason is that it gives you something else to listen to besides just yourself playing. If you're only hearing yourself play, you have no reference point on how good your timing is, how fast you can play, and it just stretches what your ear can process while you're playing. It's like jamming skills. When you're in a jam, you have to listen to everything around you plus yourself. So this is good practice for that. I'm going to show you some different ways to use it. A lot of times the main way is they'll start it on 60 or 70, master that, click it up. Now what we're going to do, I've got my metronome handy right here. A new fun way that I've been enjoying using this is I put it on 50, and that's where I keep it for a while. So it's very slow. And what I do is subdivide 50 with 4 different rhythmic modes. So the first one, this is going to be feel very slow to you, and it is. But what this first one is very important. It's playing each note directly on a click. So what that allows you to do, it puts a lot of space between each note, which makes it more difficult, which is good. The notes don't get a chance to just rush by you. And you also get to focus on every note. This is where it teaches you that every note counts. You don't want to just kind of fluff through a bunch of notes and you got a couple great and then some aren't so great. This lets you focus on the tone, the timing of each note. So let's go through these. I'm going to just start with the square roll because that's an easy one to process while you're doing something new like this. So what we're doing, every note right on the click. So we're going to have, and one thing that I say is sit there and listen to it before you just turn it on and start like I just did. Get that timing ingrained for a second. So 2, you could even vocally count with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. This feels weird to hold something while I'm trying to play, but maybe that's a good thing. So you can see that feels pretty slow. That's probably the best one to start with because we don't do that often enough. So each note per click, you can do this with scales, basically anything, any roll you like. All right, so now we're going to do 2 notes per click. So 1 note right on the click and the next one in between. So we're doubling the time. 4 and... So this is also a good thing because it's making you take bigger leaps and it's going to help you increase your speed. It's having to go faster. It sends a signal to your hand that, you know, hey, sometimes we got to go fast. So it's going to help you with your speed because pretty quick we're going to be up to 8 notes per click. All right, now we're going to do 4 notes. 3 and 4 and... So right when you feel locked in, that feels good, then jump to the next one, and then you start all over again, back to the slow, practice it with something different, scales, arpeggios. And here's the fastest one. So this one's kind of tough because you're taking a big leap in speed here. So you're gonna feel kind of a gravity with the metronome. It pulls your hand into the tempo, into the correct tempo. If you're going too fast or if you're going too slow, you'll feel your hand your thumb or index finger just stop a little bit, and until it all just evens out. Because if sometimes, we're not perfect, so it takes a bit to get into it, but once you get locked in, it just starts to feel really good, and then that's where you're improving your tempo and your timing. So that's with rolls. Try it with all the rolls, anything. And the other thing I really like to do is scales, single string. So the other part about it was just a very simple single string technique. We're just doing thumb and index. So we're going to start this on the first string. Second. So that's 8 notes per string, but what you can also do is change the amount of notes you're playing. Let's do 4 notes per string. Or just 2 notes. So you're just trying different things. And the next mode we'll do is 4 notes per click. So. All right, now let's try the hardest one, 8 notes per click. So try that with just right hand stuff, and then try it with your scales. You can just say, all right, I'm going to do the second rhythmic mode, just 2 notes per click. So hopefully that will give you some more insight on just different ways to use the metronome. You can do all sorts of things. Heck, you can even do another fun thing that I like to do is turn it all the way up. Here's a whole nother thing. Turn it all the way up. Put 1 note per click. See what happens. Just kind of fun, Anything you think of, just try it. But definitely try those 4 modes of the rhythm, and that'll give you just some new things to play around with. So have fun with that stuff.